everyone, I am Carmen Aramis Duty, and now I will be discussing about the section 4.1 probability distributions. And the objectives are, after this topic is we will know how to distinguish between discrete random variables and continuous random variables. Second is we will know how to construct a discrete probability distributions and its graph and how to determine if a distribution is a probability distribution. And third is we will know how to find the mean, variance, and standard deviation of a discrete probability distribution. And lastly, we will know how to find the expected value of a discrete probability distribution. So now we will move to the main topic. It's all about the probability distributions. So under this one is the random variable. So random variable represents a numerical value associated with each outcome of a probability distribution, and it is denoted by x. So examples are x is equal to number of calls a salesperson makes in one day. Second is x is equal to hours spent on sales calls in one day. So when we talk about random variable, in short, it is about the result of a chance event that you can count or measure. So it is called random since we can take several different values of random variable x. So we can either put or substitute 1, 2, 3, and so on. So under random variable, there are two types: the discrete random variable and the continuous random variable. So first, we will talk about the discrete random variable. The discrete random variable has a finite or countable number of possible outcomes that can be listed. So remember, it is a finite or countable number, or it is called the counting numbers. So under this one, the number of sales, example, the number of sales calls a salesperson makes in one day. So in the number line, we can start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So observe, it is a counting number. So in discrete random variable, it is more about whole number. So for example, the number of students taking BS Math. So we can't say nga 1.2 nga ang number, but we can say that it is accounting numbers for it is like 44 students taking BS Mathematics. So now we will move to the continuous random variable. So it is all about has an accountable number of possible outcomes represented by an interval on the number line. So in these types of random variable, it is more about the decimal points. So it is all about the amount, the time, your body temperature, the density, the volume, and so on. So they are different by each other. So we will determine where the types of random variable belongs to. Kani siya. So the statement is, let X represent the number of Fortune 500 companies that lost money in the previous year. So in this statement, we can directly identify because of the number of Fortune 500. So starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, up to 500 companies. So through this, makuha na to ang the possible outcomes. So up to 500. So ma-valid siya ang 1, 2, 3, and so on. So that belongs to the discrete random variable. So the next example. So let X represent the volume of gasoline in a 21-gallon tank. So because of the statement that is being used, the volume of a gallon in the volume of a gasoline in a 21, kung talks about the volume, it is about na siya decimal points. So it's so makuha ni siya, mavalid ang derivada pita. So it belongs to continuous random variable. So now let's move to discrete probability distribution. The discrete probability distribution is naa siya conditions na makaingon ta nga ang statement or ang experiment is a probability distribution. So the discrete probability distribution lists each possible value the random variable we can assume together with its probability. So must satisfy the following conditions. So there are two. The first one is the probability of a random variable x is less than or is greater than or equal to 0 and it is less than or equals to 1. So it is inclusive between 0 and 1. That's the first condition. The second condition is the summation of the probability of the variable of the random variable is equals to 1. So, di ba, in each possible outcomes, nasa equivalent frequency. So, ang kuan niya, ang frequency niya o kuan, the total of all the frequencies, you will divide. So, pag kuan ana, pag divide niya ana, the result is the probability of a random variable. So we will move also in constructing a discrete probability distribution. So, constructing a discrete probability distribution, let x be a discrete random variable with possible outcomes x sub 1, x sub 2, and this is the random variable. So, first, make a frequency distribution for the possible outcomes. So, ang imong buhaton is you will make a table. Then, the first row is the, like for example, it is the possible outcomes and that you need to indicate, so here, you will indicate the specific frequency. So, for example, there is a possible outcome 1. So, you will put the estimated frequency, for example, 24. So, follow 2 is 50, 3 is, we will put 30. So, naa siya kuan kaning estimated nga frequency. So, second, find the sum of the frequencies. So, all your frequencies, kailangan nimo siyang pangitaan ang sum nila tanan. So, we will add 24 plus 50 plus 30. And the result is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, 104. So, this is the sum of your frequency. So, third is find the probability of each possible outcome by dividing its frequency by the sum of frequencies. So, example ni siya. So, naaman kay estimated frequency in each possible outcomes of your given random variable. Kani siya, imo ni siyang kuan, kani mao ni siya imong dividan sa imuhang total sum of your frequencies. So, mahimo na siyang 24 divided by 104 and the result of that is your probability of your random variable x. So, the fourth one is check that each probability is between 0 and 1 inclusive and that the sum of all the probabilities is 1. So, diri na siya mo undergo ang conditions sa discrete probability distribution nga. It is inclusive ang kuan, ang result niya sa probability niya sa each random variable. So, dili na mo sulod nga kailangan siya between 0 and 1 na jud ang result. So, if greater than 1 or less than 0, dili na siya ma-under sa probability distribution. So, example of in constructing a discrete probability distribution. So, example, an industrial psychologist administered a personality inventory test for passive-aggressive traits to 150 employees. So, each individual was given a whole number score from 1 to 5, where 1 is extremely passive and 5 is extremely aggressive. So, a score of 3 indicated neither trait. The results are shown. Construct a probability distribution for the random variable x. Then, graph the distribution using a histogram. So, this is the result sa ihatag nga situation. So, score 1 to 5. So, this is 1 to 5. So, there na siya ma-fall ang make a frequency distribution for the possible outcomes. So this is the frequency distribution. So the random variable x, ang value niya yung frequency. Muna siya distribution sa iyahang frequency. So the second one is find the sum of the frequencies. So we will find the sum of all our frequencies. So 24 plus 33 plus 42 plus 30 plus 21, total of 150. So 150 ang total niya overall. So right after, find the probability of each possible outcomes by dividing its frequency by the sum of frequencies. So this one, iyang specific frequency sa probability of our score number 1. So it's 20. Given the frequency, so 33, i-divide natin siya for the overall total of frequency, 150. So this is the result, 0.22, and abot sa probability of our score 5. So this one sa table, we will make a discrete probability distribution. So mao ni siya nga first first row is the random variable x, and then the result of our probability. So we will i-level nato siya. So our score, probability of 1 of our random variable is 0.16, 0.22, 0.28, 0.20, 0.14. Mao na siya. Then sa atuang conditions for the discrete probability distribution is atong i-check ang iyang result nga dili siya mo less than 0 and dili po siya mo greater sa 1. So it is inclusive between 0 and 1. So the second condition is i-add nato siya ang tanang result sa probability, and kailangan siya mo equals to 1 nga makaingon ta nga it is a probability distribution. So the total of this overall is 1. So therefore it is a atong i-conclude that this is a valid discrete probability distribution since the probability of random variable x is greater than or equal to 0, and it is less than or equals to 1. And the condition 2 is equals to 1, all the probability. Since the given example is we will ask to i-form na to, ang result is we will form into histogram. So i-graph na to siya. So this is the result. So given is the probability of 1 is 0.16. So dili siya dapita. And follow the probability of 2, 3, 4, and 5. So mao ni siya result. So other example for the determining if it is a probability distribution. So given here is the discrete probability distribution. So 5, our random variable x is 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 0.28, 0.21, 0.43, and 0.15. So ato ang rule is to add, but first we will determine if is greater than 0 and it is less than 1. So 0.28 less than 1, less than 1 also, less than 1 also, less than 1 also. So we will add 0.28 plus 0.21 plus 0.43 plus 0.15. It is equals to 1.07. So in our conditions number 2, na fail siya since it is greater than 1 ang answer, 1.07. So dili siya probability distribution. Kay ang number 2 conditions, dili siya wala siya na satisfy. So the second example. So here, our random variable x, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So our random variable x1 is 1/2, 1/4, sa 2, 3, 5/4, sa 4 is -1. So dili pa gani sa first condition, kani siyang sa random variable 3 and 4 na fails na siya since it is ang value ani is 1 point something. So naa siya na greater than 1 siya. Sa 4 put siya, negative 1 is na less than 0 siya. So, na-fail siya sa number condition 1, but in condition sa number 2 is equals to 1 siya, but kailangan siya ang 2 conditions ma-met siya para makaingon tang probability distribution. So, therefore, the number 2 example is not a probability distribution. So, since we're done about the discrete probability distribution, let's move sa iyaha in getting the mean, variance, and standard deviation. So, first, the mean of a discrete probability distribution. So, in mean, this is the symbol of our mean. It is equal to the summation of x times the probability of a random variable x. So, for example, this is example. Oh my God. So, here, this is our discrete probability distribution. There is a given variable, a random variable x, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the probability of the random variable x. So, ano siya, given na siya daan. And what we're going to do in getting the mean is the variable, is the random variable x will multiply the value of its probability. So, 1, so our x is 1, and the probability of our random variable x is 0.16. So, we will multiply. 1 times 0.16 is equals to 0.16. Then follow 2 times 0.22, and so after getting all the product of the random variable x and the probability of a random variable, we will total all. So i-total natin siya. 0.16 plus 0.14 plus 0.84 plus 0.80 plus 0.70, it is equals to 2.94, and that is already our mean. Let's move to the variance, in getting the variance of a discrete probability distribution. So, the symbol of our variance is this one, squared of the variance is equals, ay kani siya is the standard deviation, mauni siya mauni siya symbol, then the squared. That's our variance. It is equal to the summation of the squared of our random variable x minus our mean times the probability of our random variable x. So, for example, so this is the example in getting the variance of a discrete probability. So, kailangan po ta makabalot ta in getting the mean para makakuha ta sa variance of a discrete probability distribution. So, our formula is, kailangan siya the random variable x minus our mean. So, since na naman tayo mean is 2.94, so our random variable 1 is we will subtract to our mean. So, 2.94 is equals to negative 1.94. So, follow also the random variable x number 2. 2 minus 2.94 is equals to negative 0.94, and so on. So, nakuha na nato ang the difference between our random variable and our mean. Then, right after, and with our result, this one, so we will square the difference between our random variable and minus our mean. So, negative 1, kani siya, squared lang nato ni siya. So, this is the result, 3.764. So, followed 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then, next is we will finalize our formula sa variance. So, the squared of the result of this one, the squared of the difference between our random variable x minus our mean, so this one. I-multiply na to siya to our probability. So, going back to our probability. So, the result, you will multiply 0.16 times our result 3.764 is equals to 0.602. Then followed also the random variable x number 2, 3, 4, and 5. So after getting that one, this one, after getting, is we will also find the result of this one. We will add this one. So 0.602 plus 0.194 times plus 0.001 plus 0.225 plus 0.594, the total of 1.6164. So this is already our variance. But in getting the standard deviation, easy lang siya. Since the standard deviation of a discrete probability distribution is wala na siya, unlike sa variance is na siya squared. But the standard deviation is wala na siya squared. But atong square root ang iyahang answer. That's our standard deviation. So na naman tayo result nga 1.6164 in standard deviation is ato lang siyang i-square root. So the square root of our variance 1.6164 and it is equivalent to 1.3. So easy lang siya. And lastly, we will discuss about the expected value of a discrete random variable. It is equal to the mean of the random variable. So, the symbol of our expected value is E. E of x is equal to the mean is equal to the summation of x times the probability of the random variable x. So, for example, at a raffle, 1,500 tickets are sold at $2 each for 4 prizes of $500, $250, $150, and $75. So you buy one ticket, find the expected value, and interpret its meaning. So here, the value of our ticket is $2. So the prices we get is for 500. Then the 500 we will subtract to the value of our ticket. So 500 minus dollars, this is dollars. So $500 minus $2 is equals to $498. So follow also the remaining prices. Subtract na to siya sa ticket. So do not win your game. So wala ka naka-receive of price. That is $0 minus $2 is equals to negative $2. So we will make nasa discrete probability distribution. So this one. Gain, this is our variable x. So $498. Our probability is the overall total nasa given ay nasa example is 1,500 tickets. So it is over 1,500, 500, 1 over 1,500, 1 over 1,500. So lahi ang negative $2 since wala siya labot sa prices. Then this is our expected value and getting the expected value. So this one, i-multiply na to siya to its probability, 1,500. Then, i-add na po na to siya sa second random variable x. O, i-multiply na to siya sa probability of the random variable x. So, i-add na to ni siya tanan. That is our expected value. It is equals to $1.35.
So that's all about the probability distributions. Thank you.